just arrived here in Las Vegas, taking a limo out from the airport, heading to our hotel, Circus 30, so we'll be staying on the Strip. Had a great flight out here, met some nice people. This is Cody and I's first time to Las Vegas, coming to the SHOT Show, which is a big convention with all the top brands. Hopefully we can get together with some of them and do some interviews, showing what's coming out new this season in the hunting industry, and just some of the oldies but goodies, as we like to call them. But hey, hope y'all enjoy this. Stick around, and welcome to Vegas. It's going to be good. Thank you. Well, Cody and I are here at the 2004 SHOT Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Before we get started going around to the different booths and talking to people, we're here with Gary Mahalik with the National Shooting Sports Foundation. And he's going to give us some background on the SHOT Show.
Yeah. SHOT Show's been around for 26 years. The NSSF is the trade association for the people who make firearms and ammunition and all the hunting and recreational shooting gear you can see here today. And we've been around since 1961. We promote recreational shooting and safe and responsible ownership of firearms. And we do a lot of different things, including promote safety. We've got the Project Child Safe lock distribution program that distributes free gun locks and encourages people to store their guns where kids can't get a hold of them. But we also encourage sport shooting in a lot of different ways. The Scholastic Clay Target program is ours, and that has junior high school and high school kids competing nationally for scholarships they can use in college. We've got a Scholastic Rifle program. We work with Boy Scouts, we work with 4-H clubs, and we've kicked off working with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, because a lot of the little brothers and sisters wanted to go out in the woods and enjoy archery or fishing, and sport shooting and hunting. And we've got a Step Outside program that we're using with them to encourage greater participation in recreational activities outdoors.
All right, well, this SHOT Show it's huge. It's the biggest trade show that me and Cody have been to. But what's the main objective that y'all get out for the SHOT Show?
Well, this is the opportunity for all the people who make products to show them to the dealers who are going to have them in their gun stores. So there's a lot of new products that are exhibited here for the first time, and everybody gets excited about it who's here, because it's not open to the general public. You guys are getting a sneak peek courtesy of Cody and Cody here, but generally it's only open to people who own gun stores. And so you'll see the products that are exhibited here in the months to come in some of the gun magazines, but this is the first sneak peek.
Cool. Well, like you said, you know, it's a sneak peek at what goes on kind of behind the hunting industry, and Cody and I are excited. It's our first year out here, and we're looking forward to it. We got a lot of walking to do today, so let's go get started. Thanks for talking to me.
Sure, have a great show.
Thank you.
Someone once compared sporting clays to playing golf with a shotgun. When was the last time golf was this exciting? Every station offers a different challenge, but they all have one thing in common. The action is fast, and you have to earn every broken target. Not what you expected? Then give shooting a try.
To learn how to get started, visit wheretoshoot.org.
Well, Cody and I are in Las Vegas at the 2004 SHOT Show. We're at the Browning booth with Paul Thompson, who is the Corporate Communications Manager for Browning. And he's here to share a little bit with us about Browning and what kind of just some background information.
That's right. This is our first time to the SHOT Show and to Las Vegas. We're having a great time. Wonderful booth. And your product is to put this booth together and all that stuff, I guess you could say. But what's a little bit of background history with Browning? They're known for their rifles, of course.
Yes, Browning has a long history in the firearms industry. Actually, we celebrated our 125th anniversary last year.
Wow.
John Browning, who started the company, is recognized as the greatest inventor of firearms the world has ever known. He literally revolutionized firearm designs in the late 1800s. His first design was a single-shot rifle. He eventually sold that design to Winchester, and it was manufactured as the model 1885 single-shot. For 17 years, he designed almost every firearm Winchester produced, all of their lever actions. The famous Model 94 is a John Browning design, the 86, just a lot of their other shotguns, lever actions that were all John Browning designs. John Browning literally revolutionized firearms. He developed the first semi-automatic shotgun. We sold that as as the Auto 5. He did revolutionize military designs. He invented the 30 caliber, the 50 caliber machine guns, the BAR semi-automatic rifle. He was really, his designs were contributed to giving us a superiority in World War I and World War II. So it's really neat to be able to work for a company with such a great designer and such a great history. And so that's kind of gives you a good background of where Browning started.
Busy man. Busy man. I didn't know it was that expansive in the history, but that's pretty cool. Well, since we're over in the gun section, what's one of the new products that the consumers can purchase coming next season?
For 2004, we're excited to introduce our new and latest over and under. It's called the Synergy Over and Under. It's a very unique new design. You'll see that it has a very racy, modern look to it from the lines. It's the first Browning over and under that we're going to offer with a synthetic stock and forearm. What's unique about this model is it has a very low profile design, in fact the lowest of any shotgun on the market. It has a very unique recoil pad design that reduces recoil at least 25%. You'll see our composite guns are going to have a fully adjustable stock. It'll be offered in a sporting plays model, as you see here. We do have hunting models also. It's a very quick, fast shooting shotgun. It has some very unique designs, unlike any other over and under. It has a very solid locking system. The triggers are very crisp, very fast, gives you very quick shots. We're really excited about it. We've done some exciting outdoor rider hunts, and the riders that we've had shoot this shotgun just can't believe how quick and fast it is and how low the recoil is. We're really excited to show this to all the dealers here at the SHOT Show for 2004.
Well, it's definitely a beautiful gun, and definitely something that looks modern, kind of like the new cars they're coming out with.
Yeah,
it's definitely in style.
Real cool.
What would you say is probably the main thing that Browning comes to the SHOT Show looking to achieve?
Well, this is, the world's largest trade show for the hunting and shooting industry. We were one of the gun companies that helped form this show. If you're into shooting or hunting, this is paradise to come and see everything that's made for us to go hunt and shoot.
That's true. We walked in, y'all are the first booth when we walked in. I mean, and this is all we've seen so far, and it's just like
this is just the tip of the iceberg. This exhibit hall goes forever back there, and there's a whole other exhibit hall on the other side that has all the clothing and apparel and footwear. You're going to be spending 4 days, and your feet are going to be wore out.
Like heaven.
That's cool. That's fine with us.
Yeah.
Mr. Thompson, thank you very much.
We appreciate you coming in the booth.
I hope y'all have a great SHOT Show. We're going to cruise around, check out some more booths, so stay with us.
Say, tell me a little something about your show, boys.
Started a couple years back filming. We went on the air in March of last year, so we've just about been on a year so far. The nationwide network that we're on the Sportsman channel just started up in April. We went on in May, and it's steadily growing, and it's getting better. But we're mainly based out of Oklahoma on a local station. KSBI owns 12 stations, 10 throughout Oklahoma, 1 in Texas, 1 in Kansas, and that's where our main viewership comes from. We're keeping the local show in Oklahoma and taking the nationwide to the Sportsman channel. So
Hey, I've heard about this Sportsman channel, and it's new.
That's
It might be small because
new.
it's new, but it's growing about as fast as any other network that I've heard of. And I'm really thanking you guys for letting me in on a little bit of your show. And maybe in the future we could get together and I don't know, what do you guys do mostly? Bird hunting, big
We
game
do
hunting?
everything.
yeah, we do
Everything.
everything.
An outdoor variety show.
We love bird hunting, and we know that you can do that. So we might just have
You'd have to give us some shooting lessons, though. This is Tom Knapp. What is it,
9 clay targets with a
9 clay
semi-automatic.
targets with a
8 clay
semi-automatic.
targets with the Nova pump.
The Nelly. That's better. I can't even shoot 2.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you guys take me for a hunt on your show, I'll bring along the new Benellis with the Comfort Tech system in it. That's a system that takes out about 40% of the felt recoil, and it works slick. So I'll rig you guys up. Now, I can't let you keep the guns, of course, but we can sure have fun with them on the show.
I heard that.
and I always like being on television.
Hey, man, one thing, how exactly did you get started in shooting?
How did I get started? Well, I was 9 years old, 1959. I had an ugly dog, and I got a Model 25 Daisy BB gun for Christmas. Now, my dad told me I couldn't shoot the gun down in the basement or in the house, and at Christmas time in Minneapolis is usually below zero or close to it.
Right.
So I started out learning how to shoot with frostbit fingers, and it just kind of got into a love affair for shooting and target shooting and hunting.
Right.
By the time I got into my 20s, I thought, you know, I could maybe turn this old-fashioned exhibition shooting, which used to be used as an advertisement, and somewhere along the line it got into more entertainment than advertising. Well, I thought in today's modern times I could turn this thing back around and turn it in as an advertising tool. So it's my job to bring your attention to my sponsor's products, but if I do it in an entertaining way, then I get the best of both worlds.
That's exactly right.
When I was 20, I couldn't talk anybody into it. When I was 30, couldn't talk anybody into it. So I just had to go out in my mid-30s and make my own little video. I was doing public shows, no sponsors, no money. And here I am. Who'd have thunk that it would have turned out like this?
Well, it's amazing. Watching him shoot is just unbelievable. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. You make it look like an art.
Well, thank you for that. What I do, though, is a very well-practiced routine. And if I happen to do any of this stuff on your show, we got to make sure that your audience understands that this well-practiced routine I learned using professional guidance. I mean, I just didn't go out there and start goofing around.
That's right.
When you fire a gun, you can't call the bullet back, so you got to be extremely careful. When I'm handling the gun the way it wasn't meant to be handled, shooting from behind the back or upside down, you got to be very careful. I did all my practicing with an unloaded gun. I did all of those maneuvers without shells in the gun to make sure that I could get used to handling that gun. So those of you who are tempted to try this particular type of target shooting, you best be careful.
So I remember that.
It is kind of tempting watching you guys fan. I just wonder if I could do that.
See, I just learned something this morning that I am so excited about, I can't hardly keep it to myself.
All right, it's a secret.
There is a young fellow by the name of David who is the curator of the Cody Museum out there in Cody, Wyoming. He come by today and told me that they want to put my Nova that is showing on this video up here. Back in the July of 2000, I created my second world record, all documented by the NRA, and they want that gun and some of my paraphernalia in the Cody Museum right next to Herb Parsons.
Wow.
And Herb Parsons' display, if you don't know who he is, he was the most colorful, best showman shooter in the world. And they're going to put my stuff right next to him. That makes me happy.
Wow. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Maybe if we ever go to Cody, Wyoming, it's a good name, we'll head up there and check it out.
Hey, Cody and Cody going to Cody, Wyoming.
To see Tom Knapp stuff in the museum.
That would work. Let me give you one of these.
Appreciate you talking with us today.
All right.
We'll trade you some autographs right here.
All right, man.
Youth and hunting in the United States does an awful lot of important things. It's not just conservation and hunting, but I'm telling you, I think a lot of our military forces today come from young men who know what a gun is.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's an important part of what the world's all about.
That's true.
I took my first year when I was 14 years old. You have time for a short story?
Go ahead.
We got all
day.
I took that deer, and my brother-in-law pushed it out to me. And once I got it down, I started yelling his name, and he answered me from off in the distance. I was so excited, I ran through the woods out into a field and said, "I got a deer." He said, "You better go back and get a tag on it immediately." I turned around and ran back. And then when he came up, he said, "How'd you jump that fence?" And I said, "What fence?" There's a 4-strand barbed wire fence, and I free vaulted it into the field, told him about the deer, took 2 steps, jumped back over the fence, never put a hand on it, 4 strands high, jumped over it, ran back in the woods. I never knew there was a fence there. So I think excitement for young guys hunting is something I remember very well.
It gets pumping.
We've had some pretty exciting hunts.
That's great. What's your favorite game, guys?
Man, Like you white-tailed deer? I mean,
yeah, white-tailed deer is just the classic, kind of like bass fishing is. But then we enjoy
taken buffalo,
predator
elk,
hunts,
you know,
and turkey's really
hog
cool
hunting, turkey
because you're
hunting.
actually responding to the animal. But yeah, I think whitetail is probably like the
waterfowl's fun.
the classic. Yeah.
Oh, it's all good, isn't it?
It's, I mean, it's as long as you're outside.
Our main thing is like we're like hard deer hunters, and then all the other stuff's just extra added on.
Yeah.
And you know, we go duck hunting, we get a break from deer hunting. It's kind of nice.
I have guys ask me that question all the time. I've been very lucky. I've hunted on 3 continents.
Wow.
I don't know how many different countries. And you know something? They say, "What's your favorite hunting?" I say, "I don't know, but I've never found a kind of hunting that I don't like."
That's true, man. I'd do anything if somebody said. But we like to keep it a lot of variety, so our viewers can kind of get everybody involved with what they like. And like with our show, we instead of just having like a 30-minute hunting segment, we like condense that down into a little bit more action to get the youth involved, so they don't change the channel on us, and condense that down to like 8 to 10 minutes, and then put a fishing show in it also. So say somebody's a big-time fisherman but not a big hunter, then
they at least know they're going to.
He may sit through the hunting part, which may in turn pique his interest in hunting, but then he'll watch the fishing at the end.
A little variety always helps.
Oh yeah, try to please everybody.
Have you guys seen some of our new product?
We have.
You seen that new rangefinder?
We were just talking about it.
Isn't that a sweetheart?
Right.
Yeah. I cannot judge distance.
10 to 1,500 yards, not bad.
Well, you know, a mile is 1,700 yards. And I wanted to call this the mile rangefinder, but the guys back in Austria said, well, let's just say 1,500.
1,500.
But I think that's enough.
That's close enough.
That's plenty.
Close, and if you're going to have some heavy artillery to shoot a mile long.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, this is exciting, guys. I've heard about your show, and I'm really pleased to have a chance to say hello.
Well, it's nice finally getting to meet you.
Yeah. It's I love Swarovski. Every time we go in somewhere, I'm like, hey, I want to check out the new Swarovski stuff. So.
Well, do you know that the family actually hunts? The Swarovski family that owns this company are big hunters, and a member of the 5th generation of the family actually started hunting with me about 12 years ago.
Really?
And he is just hardcore all the way. And his name's Daniel Swarovski, and I'll tell you, hard for me to make sure I get to work with him because he's always gone hunting, which is a good thing.
I mean, that's a good thing, yeah. It never gets old, never gets old.
You guys might want to wear one of our gold hawks, seeing you're such big Swarovski fans.
Yes.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We've got, I think we're going to we'll have shirts full of pins today. So.
Yeah, that sure happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the way to come out of here talking to people and getting to know different people. This is Mr. Jim Moore, president of Swarovski. We're getting a chance to talk with him, visit with him a little bit, showing us some new merchandise that Swarovski has come out with. We're at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas this year, and we are excited, and it's definitely good to finally get to meet you.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Nice
Pleasure to meet you.
Good hunt.
Well, we're here at the Sportsman Channel booth. This is our nationwide network that we're on. We're on 5 times a week, so make sure you tune in and see that. We just want to thank y'all for doing a great job. We always get to check our emails and get a lot of nationwide emails. And I love seeing that whenever you hit a new network, new cable station in a certain state and get all those emails in. It's really cool. You're doing a great job. And this is probably the best outdoor network on. All hunting, all fishing, all the time. So if you're, wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, feel the urge to watch some hunter fishing, just turn on the Sportsman Channel. There it is. You can see it. And that's what me and Cody like to do occasionally. But, if you want to see us on Sportsman Channel or some more older experienced guys, tune in. And if not, call your local cable provider and see if they can't get it on, or if you have Dish DirecTV satellite provider. But thanks again. Y'all are doing a wonderful job. And let's head on out and check out some more stuff.
All right, we're at the 2004 SHOT Show at the Mossy Oak booth, and lo and behold, Tracy Bird's hanging out.
Yeah.
And so we went up and shook his hand, decided we'd do a little spot with him. How exactly did you get affiliated with Mossy Oak?
Well, me and Toxie Hayes, I had Lifestyles of Not So Rich and Famous out on the radio, and he called the office in Nashville and said that he liked the song and he'd like to meet me and wanted to know if I wanted to come down to Alabama and hunt with him. And that's kind of how it all got started several years ago. And it grew from there, from a personal friendship to a business relationship, where they sponsored the tour a couple of years. We had the 18-wheeler all done in breakup, which was a big pattern at that time for them. And we call that the Outdoor Obsession Tour. We did that for a couple of years, and then I've hosted Hunting the Country for 3 years for them, and we're actually working on a new show that we're going to do this spring called Step Outside, which is going to be a conservation and kids outdoor show that we're going to put out.
Well, good. That's pretty much in our same ballpark.
Up the line of what you guys do.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you
guys.
guys.
We had $1 for every time we listened to your songs when we were hunting.
Well, good. Well, I'm
Pretty
glad
cool.
you listen to music, man.
Typical Las Vegas. Never know who you're going to see, especially out here at the SHOT Show. We're about to bring you some new merchandise probably from Mossy Oak. We're going to meet up with some of the guys here, so stick around.
Well, we're still out here in Las Vegas with the SHOT Show at the Mossy Oak booth with Jason Gordon. Jason, thanks for meeting with us.
Not a problem.
Tell us a little bit about Mossy Oak.
All right, one of the things we like to talk about first off is like history of Mossy Oak. We think it's pretty interesting how some of these companies have grown to what they are now, and it's pretty cool learning about them, stuff like that.
Well, Toxie started back in '86. He had a vision of starting with a new camouflage pattern that would make him invisible to game. And the biggest thing that he found was, you know, you got to break up your outline, just like we all know.
Right.
But through the years, the technology has developed to the point where we can add branches, add shadows, add leaves, and those types of things that basically do make you invisible to game as far as your appearance and breaking up your outline and things like that.
Right. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's come a long ways from when it first started, and it's pretty amazing. So what can the buyers see in the future? What kind of new products are coming out this year?
Well, actually, this year we have Obsession coming out this year, and it's basically, you can see it behind us here on the screen. It's a lighter background with more greens and browns into it. It's got some grays in it, so anytime you get, just depending on which type of environment you get in, depends on which color comes out. It's almost chameleon-like with the greens and the browns. It blends with its environment very well.
Well, that's good. I know we'd seen some pictures of the Obsession, and thought it was pretty cool. Thought it really worked well.
We're expecting a lot of great things to come out of it, and we're really excited about it, and hoping it takes off like we think it will.
Yeah, well, I think it will, especially like we're used to hunting mainly in Oklahoma,
right?
And you know, like Mississippi is where Mossy Oak originated, right? Correct? And it's a little darker, Mossy Oak, of course, bigger trees, and then Oklahoma's kind of a little bitty trees and little scrub brush, if you call them trees. So this lighter type and more green will actually work well in our state, and probably a lot of other ones, maybe Texas, stuff like that. So I think it'll be a pretty big hit, but this booth's awesome. They got nice little scenery things all over the place, displaying how well their camo works, and it's pretty cool because you can actually put yourself into kind of that situation and see how well it blends in. It's cool. Thanks for meeting with us, Cody. Hope y'all have a good show.
It's been cool out here. All the big Mossy Oak guys are out kind of hanging around.
Saw Tracy Bird
out at the booth.
Yep.
And of course, Jason Gordon's here with us.
I'm no Tracy Bird.
Thanks again, man, for talking with us. Let's head to the next place.
Well, we're over here still at the Mossy Oak booth, but we decided to get into the biologic section. And even though Cody and I typically hunt type of ranches and stuff, we don't get to go out to our own land and actually put down food plots or anything like that. It's always interesting to find out and to know what these ranches and guys are putting out. Heard a lot about biologic. A bunch of our friends at school like to put on food plots down on their property, and they've been talking about thinking about putting out. So what is it that makes biologics just so good? It works well.
I tell you what we're really excited about is we do a lot of education and training. And one of the things that we try to do is create not just a green seed that we plant and okay, the deer came to that green food plot and they're able to eat some stuff and get some forage.
Right.
What we want to do is when we plant a food plot, I want to have the best possible stuff growing so they can get a lot of digestion, put that nutrition into their bodies, we can grow some bigger bodied animals and some antler sizes. If I can make my body sizes go up, the antler size is right behind it. So we're going to create some overall healthy deer. That's what we're kind of, everything we have with biologic is back rooted in science and the whole process. It's not necessarily just have a green food source, it's going to be a lot of science behind it.
All right.
And we've been working real hard to be able to take care of different guys in different parts of the country. And I'm from upstate New York, so right now it's the middle of winter, so I've got 7 feet of snow on the ground. And our products will work, and I have products geared towards that part of the country. I've got some stuff that do real well down in Texas as well. So by the time you go through there, whether you're talking about, just take this premium perennial mix, for example, it has clover, it has chicory, it has rapeseed in it. I have plants now that do well right across the full spectrum of the country. I can pretty much handle no matter where I'm planted and generate a high quality plot with lots of tonnage of deer forage.
Well, that's good. What do you think the best seller is?
I tell you, I have a hard time getting away from premium perennial. It's my personal favorite right here. And I'm just, I'm able to generate about 6 to 8 tons of food per acre.
Wow.
And most of us, we got way too small food plots for the amount of deer that are using it, so I can plant a little smaller food plot, get a lot more tonnage built up, and just keep them cranking in through there.
All right. And then this whitetail addiction, is that just type of...
That's going to attract them.
Attract them?
That's going to attract them. When we put it, the picture here's got that deer's head buried down in. When I put that attraction out there, the whitetail addiction out, they're going to dig a big old hole in there.
Wow.
And man, we're going to have a big hole. We're going to have those deer use that like crazy.
Well, that's good.
So is that some of your the things that make them different? Is you've got certain blends for certain parts of the country and certain types of terrain and stuff?
The thing we really try to consider is one of the hardest factors is trying to control is soil moisture in this whole process. And if I'm dealing with perennial varieties and I have 2 or 3 blends that have a lot of perennial plants in it, when I have perennials I can carry through and I get year after year and forage, but that works only well in areas where I have moisture. So if I'm talking about Texas or talking about the Deep South, I don't have enough moisture there during the summer, and those plants are now going to go dormant for a period of time and then pick back up in the spring. So we use in those plantings, in those sections, we start to build up the annuals within the food plots. And the annual doesn't have a choice to send the nutrients, like a perennial does, send the nutrients down to the root systems to go dormant for a while, then survive, come back later when it starts to get cool and get water. And the annual's got to produce forage all the time and attempt to try to go to seed or it's dead. The species will die out. So we use blends that are just simply annuals in locations down a little bit hotter and drier to really push the quality of forage through and get through those high stress periods.
Cool. Okay, and another question. Of course, putting into a food plot takes a lot of work when it comes down to it. Not too much, but somebody to actually go out and look, make sure the deer come to it. So what if somebody has land that they can hunt regularly, but don't have enough time to actually go put a food plot out?
Well, if you don't have the ability to put some food plots in, and we really like to see you try to do a soil sample and follow the steps at the bare minimum, kill your weeds. If we can't go through the trouble of putting that food plot in, we can go into some of the feed products.
Okay.
And y'all do have some combination with some new feed products this year, which are really exciting. And we can go ahead and talk about those here in a few minutes.
What we've done, we worked at this. This is an extruded product. It's not a pelletized product. Extrusion process puts palatability in it, puts flavor in the thing, it puts an allure and smell to it. If they like it, they're going to eat a lot more of it. If they eat more of it, they're going to get bigger, they're going to have bigger antlers. And like I said, everything that we've done is geared for digestion. We have a TNA factor of approximately 70, which is huge, because that means that about 70% of this product is absorbed.
Wow.
If they absorb that much, you get the benefit of your chelated minerals. Also, it has a certain amount of weathability built into it in the fact that it is an extruded product. In that process, the extrusion process, it basically means that we cook it has better weathability. Right. We can make this completely waterproof, but there again, it goes against what we want to do because if it's waterproof, it's not digestible. So we want it completely digestible, so we add just a minimal amount. And then with the extrusion process, we have a certain amount of that built in. We're probably the foremost product on the market that is digestible for weatherability. In other words, if it rains on this, it doesn't come apart. It works real good in a feeder, works good in a trough, works good in a gravity type feeder. It works really good in a spin type feeder. You have very small amounts of fine in this, so you don't have any waste. Deer love it. In some of our tests, it's unbelievable what we will do to get to this product right here. We find that it's much more palatable than soybeans. Most of the other feed products that are on the market, corn. Corn is like candy. This is like T-bone steak.
Wow.
There's no need to feed them candy if you want them to grow big and muscular.
Right.
The bodybuilders, they don't eat candy.
Right.
They eat steaks, eat protein. This is full of protein.
Cool.
That's pretty it in a nutshell.
Mr. Joel Davis, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cody,
there you have it, guys.
Thank you. Sounds good, man. Have to get some of this for Cody.
Yeah.
Get bigger.
Brand new product. We also...
We're here at the Rocky Boot booth, and we're here with Jim Nehans. He's one of the manufacturer reps, I guess. And he's got some new products out. The guys are saying that he has worn every Rocky boot that they make, I guess. And that's pretty cool. Cody and I also wear Rocky boots. I particularly like the snake boots, not only for when we're hunting rattlesnakes or something, but just to walk around in, real light boot. But what are some of these new products?
Well, we've got a new Bear Claw out that's got a 7-layer comfort system featuring Gore-Tex. This particular one's in mossy oak breakup, and features 1,000-gram Thinsulate got a new sole on it, a new lightweight construction for the bear claw. And then we've come out with a new heated boot. We use a rechargeable cell phone type battery to power the heated footbed in the bottom of the boot. Heats your foot up to 2 to 3 degrees above body temperature, and it just comes off like this, and you plug it into the charger while you're sleeping, and then you get up in the morning after it's all charged up, plug it in, and you've got a 400-gram boot that's heated all day long.
It just clips on the side and you can turn it on and off?
Turn it off and on the top there, and have heat whenever you want it. We also do it, this is the all-leather version, and we also do a rubber shelled version.
All right. That's cool. That's cool looking. May have to invest in some of those. I hate when my feet get cold. That's pretty cool. The bottom of it just heats up like that.
Well, Rocky makes a good boot. We wear them and enjoy them. So, but yeah, y'all definitely got some new stuff out, and may have to give us a couple new pairs.
May have to try
something out.
I hope y'all have a good show
Jim?
out here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We're here at the Remington Clothing booth. I'm standing by one of their new products. It's what they call the Work to Hunt. It's a pretty cool design. They take this like canvas cotton-made material, like you'd see like what you typically wear to work, nice, warm, comfortable jacket. And then on the inside is actually a camo material, completely reversible. So you could actually like wear this to work during the week, and then maybe you go to work and then want to try to get a quick hunt in before the evening or something like that. You can just flip your jacket around, wear it straight out into the woods. Pretty cool little design. They got this type of material or a cotton fleece. Just depends on what you'd like to have, which one you think would be more comfortable out in the woods or whatnot. And also they have some bibs, which these look like some great work bibs, and then these ones are the reverse side. And as you can see, they look like just a regular pair of camo pants, camo insulated bibs. But that material is some strong stuff, really hard to rip and tear. Probably stand up through not only work, but actually also hunting. A really cool thing me and Cody thought that was pretty neat. But Cody's going to show you some of the other lines, so let's go over to him.
Well, we're here at the 2004 SHOT Show, and you just heard from Cody. I'm here in front of a line of clothing that Remington actually calls the Stalker Hide. It's quiet, breathable, insulated. They're I think one of their most popular jackets is called the System Parka, where you've got several different layers. You've got your really thick jacket with an insert that if you get too warm, you can actually unzip, take this piece out and throw this back over the top. And if it gets really warm, you can take these sleeves off right here, and you've got a vest right here that's fully reversible. That's a pretty cool jacket there. And then they've got your insulated bibs. For your really cold days, you throw those on top of everything you wear, stay really warm. It's also the breathable, waterproof, quiet. So they sell a lot of this stuff. The jackets come in the shorter version and in a long version down here. And then further down this way, they've got some light. When it's not so cold out, maybe you bow hunters, this is some stuff that you'd like. All of it's 100% waterproof, really quiet. And comes in several different breakups. They've got the top and the bottom here. And then those of you who like your blaze orange because you like to feel safe, they've also got a great line of that over here. This is a really thick jacket here, and then I guess if you like staying warm and you like being seen by other people anyways, this is the way to go here. But that's the Stalker Hide, and real quiet, waterproof, breathable, and just works great. Cody's going to join me over here, and we're going to show you the rest of the line of Remington clothing.
Several different selections. A really big selection of youth model, you know, for your young kids that you want to introduce into hunting, but you don't want to have them think hunting's bad because they're cold, so you get them a nice big jacket, and they can go out there or be like dad or anything like that, be like granddad. And that's pretty cool, being able to see the kids can get a lot of clothes, whereas even I think when we started hunting not too long ago, it was a little hard to find youth model stuff. But that's one of the cool things about Remington clothing. I know me and Cody wear it a lot. And
this is a really new thing that's really exciting for Remington is is they're coming out with smaller sizes to get the kids in and get them out in the woods with dad or mom and dad or grandpa, like Cody said. So they're really excited about that, and you know, it's something that excites Cody and I, because that's what we're out trying to do. You know, get the kids out in the outdoors, and they got to have stuff to wear. So Remington's doing a great job, and they got a great line of kids, waders, waterfowl, deer hunting,
pretty
bird
much
hunting.
everything.
They've got it all.
Everything. It works, and also they got a variety of camo breakups. I mean,
right.
They got a lot of stuff. So if you're out in some grassy areas and you need to get a waterfowl type breakup, or if you're in the deep woods, you can get something like hardwoods, and they got it all. Really good stuff.
They've got it all. Well, hey, you know, we're finishing up here at the Remington booth, and we visited a whole lot of other places and saw a lot of people today. It's packed, jam tight out here. I don't even think Cody and I leave. There's so many people out trying to get cabs right now. But we're gonna head out and then look around a little bit more, and we'll bring you back up to the next booth that we're at. Well, we've made our way to the Hodgson booth. We've gone around to several today. We're here with Bob. How are you? It's good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Been a little while, but we finally met back up. And how's the show going for you so far?
Been a real good show. The traffic, I think, is up probably from last year. Cool. It's good.
Well, this is Cody and I's first year, and it's definitely been something that we've never experienced before.
A little overwhelming, isn't it?
Bigger than anything we've ever done.
1,600 exhibitors.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's nice. Got to meet some great people, and then see some familiar faces out here like you.
Right, I'm sure you have.
But here we're at Hodgson Black Powder booth. We did a show with them at their laboratory in Kansas at Shawnee Mills, and or Shawnee Mission. That's right, Shawnee Mission. I knew I'd get it wrong, but had a wonderful time up there. Got to learn some things about black powder and smokeless powder that we didn't know, and we know your merger with IMR, smokeless powder. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it's going?
Sure. Actually, the IMR company was used to be the DuPont company. René DuPont started in the black powder business in 1802, and that was what started the DuPont chemical company. At any rate, in 1986, they sold Remington Arms that they owned, and they sold their gunpowder business.
Okay.
The gunpowder business went to Canadian owners who also owned the gunpowder plant, the manufacturer.
All right.
And a couple of years ago, they sold the manufacturing plant to the largest Canadian munitions manufacturer, and then strategically they didn't need a marketing company for gunpowder, so we negotiated and bought the company as of last October 2nd.
All right. Well, what y'all's what would you say your main focus is when y'all come to set up a booth at the SHOT Show? What's your main focus on getting out and reaching people with?
Well, of course, this is a trade show, which means the people that are here are in the business.
Mm-hmm.
We see a lot of the dealers. We see the dealers primarily only at this show. We do see some of our distributor customers, although there's another trade show for that purpose. And basically, we just want to talk about new products, which we generally every year will have 3 or 4 or something, and to introduce that to the people who are going to be selling them. And just to let them put a face to the name.
Right.
That's right.
And
so is 777 still the hot thing for Hodgson, or have y'all come out with?
Absolutely, it is our premier product right now.
We used it last black powder season, and we were very pleased with it. Very pleased. Nice not having to clean it with all of that stuff. Yeah, just water and a couple of maybe some patches dried off. Done, and we're always on the road, so that was kind of nice getting it done quick. Any other new products that the buyers might be able to see coming out?
Well, we are coming out with a 45 caliber 777 pellet, and a 50-30 grain pellet, which with the 50 that we introduced last year will let you be very flexible in the loads that you can produce.
Cool. Well, it was good seeing you again. Thank you for talking to us.
Guys. You bet.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Good to see you guys.
Look for those new products coming out. 777's awesome. Give it a try. I think you'll be pleased with it. The pellet's very easy to use. But we're going to head on and look at some other booths, so stick around. We're at the Wild Game Innovations booth with Ryan and Jeff. They're going to tell us a little bit about the product. This is like a food supply and protein. Deer can get bigger, and that's always good. More feed you put out for them, more healthier to get, the bigger antler growth.
stuff like that. So how did y'all's company get started, and what's the new product that the consumers can look forward to in the future?
We started off trying to come up with something that on our own place that worked. There's a lot of stuff out there, and we were trying to manage our deer herd, and we just didn't have any success. Protein and fat, fibers, your nutrients, your minerals. You know, everybody knows that's what it takes to get big bucks, but to get them to eat the stuff is sometimes it's a tough issue. And what we did was use different smells and different formulas until we finally found something that you really liked, and we kind of put it into a system that's really working well.
All right, y'all got a great booth set up here. What's probably the newest thing or the hottest seller that y'all have out there?
Probably our hottest product this year has been the Buck Brand. Buck Brand is a rice bran protein mix. It's fantastic, attractive, but it's also very high in fat and fiber. And you know, you guys know from bow hunting, you got to draw them in close. You got to get them to put their head down, stop so you can get drawn back on. And Buck Brand has been phenomenal. We just pour it out on the ground, and it's got a really good smell. It's rice bran, it's got molasses in it, cracked corn, soybean meal, and it's been working very well.
All right, well, that sounds like it'd attract anything. I've been looking at this stuff, and I've been thinking about taking a bite out of it. But thanks for meeting with us.
Thank you, Cody.
Check these guys' products out. I think this is going to be a big hit. But let's go check out some other booths. We're back in Oklahoma City now. We've been here for quite some time. As you can tell, we're at the Safari Club International Banquet and auction. Going to see a lot of cool stuff, meet a lot of people here in Oklahoma in the hunting and fishing industry. But in Vegas, had a great time, saw a lot of the sites, met a lot of the big manufacturers, and some new people, some people high up, some of the presidents such as Swarovski, as you saw. And they opened us, they welcomed us warmly, had a great time, and got to see a lot of new things.
That's right. Hope you enjoyed the show and following us around the 2004 SHOT Show. I know we had a great time. Let's get back outdoors.